Welcome to Summer Camp for Weebs. Today we're going to be reading another FANPASTA, which is Cream.mp3 3.14 Pink Moon Rising. Bit of a long title there. Okay, it has now been somewhere between 1 year and 1 year since the deaths of Jacob, Toby, Matt, Vince 12, Alexo, and MD Phantasm.
Is there anyone else we know?
No, that's literally everyone we've ever met.
That lists them all off, doesn't it?
Okay. The Bobbies have made no progress at all in regards to uncovering who did it. What do you expect? Derek Green was on the case. But a more successful investigation has occurred elsewhere. There was a trio of investigators who were determined to learning more about this case. The team was made up of the over-analyst in all of his vaguely southern glory, Alexo's little brother Christian, and Third of Gloves, the only surviving member of Blue Majora. They worked hard to get to the bottom of it.
They worked hard and played harder.
But it took a while because there weren't really a lot of clues. Third was using his connections in the video game world to track down the only clue they had, a Game Boy Advance cartridge called Cream.mp3. His first friend in the gaming world was Bootman Bill, the master of bootlegs and mods when he wasn't pranking stupid people with Hiroshima Call of Duty games. His other connection was an intern at Sega named Bernard, let's just call him that. And since interns are smack dab in the middle of everything at all times apparently, Third had a link between him and all things Sanic. Christian got in touch with a higher-up at the FBBI, the Federal Bureau of Bobby Intelligence. This person was Derek Green's boss, and his full name was Mr. Dr. Professor Chief Sir Hey Boss, Can I Have Some Pens the 17th? They formed an agreement where Mr. Dr. Professor Chief Sir Hey Boss, Can I Have Some Pens the 17th would give Christian information about the case while Green was busy spelling words wrong and not understanding what the word practically means. Lastly, the over-analyst investigated the creepypasta part of the case, since all three of them agreed that Freaky Tortellini played a huge role in the mystery. Luckily, the over-analyst was roommates with Tiki Toby at the Convenience University in Plot Contrivance, Arkansas. I like that he spelled Arkansas like how it's spelled in Jane the Killer as well. That's a nice touch. Yeah, another serial killer creepypasta. Tiki Toby might look scary, read stupid. What with his reverse bear trap from Saw mouthpiece and orange goggles. They weren't anime goggles, as Tiki Toby actually wore them. But he's not bad not. Tiki Toby let the group know about any development in the Crapapisti community. After approximately 6 months, 1 week, 4 hours, 37 minutes, and 28.5203 seconds, somewhere in that general area of research, they all got a new lead, the Cult of P. It was a very small cult that had a few members. But that was probably because their beliefs were asinine. The Creepypasta Wiki was their Bible, and they worshipped a mysterious female deity named P as God. Mr. Dr. Professor Chief Sir Hey Boss, Can I Have Some Pens the 17th, told Christian that the cult of P was starting to gain some momentum in Englandburg, Britain, where the late Jacob Sherwood lived. Jacob moved there from Britain City after he died. Tiki Toby also told the trio that several Creepypasta characters had also joined the cult, like the Tails doll, Turbo Lover, and Valerie Hudson. But they knew only of Emily's death. Most importantly, Third was able to track down the location of the cartridge as being in possession of the cult. Was the 6 victims found? Tiki Toby agreed to be a double agent in the cult and keep them updated on any major developments.
You're going to warn me when that's going to happen. I'll spat out my tea then. That's the most British thing I could have said.
I say,
you must make me...
I'm so surprised I forgot to beat the poor! I'm Ian Duncan Smith.
As the months went by, weird things beginning to has happened to our investigating team. The over-analyst kept finding grocery bags with misspelled incoherent threats written on his doorstep. Christian kept seeing piles of hot pink vomit in the halls on his way to the new paragraph ass. The weirdest thing, however, happened to Third. Through eBay, which has now considered changing its name to Evil Bay, he was somehow sent a PDF picture of a flower garden, only it looked super mega ultra hyper realistic deluxe. After 31.415926 seconds, that's clever, of looking at it, the strangest thing occurred. Something started moving in the still image. An orange shape appeared over the horizon, which changed into Cream the Rabbit, running full speed at the camera and hitting it head first. I think it all happened to Third, but he could tell that Cream had hurt her head and broken the camera lens. A little while later, Tiki Toby Skyped them some news that really scared the crap out of them. Ha, just kidding, the news was really stupid. He told them that P was also called Cream.mp3, a demonic quasi-dimensional being taking the form of Cream the Rabbit and possessing a Game Boy Advance cartridge. P feeds on stupid stories and aims to take over the world, turning all the humans into her butt slaves for all eternity. To accomplish this goal, she decided to haunt a video game cart as Cream, a character that few people even know, and those who do know her are annoyed by her. Naturally, everybody who came across the game would instantly want to play it. I don't get why either, just go with it.
It was the latest Call of Duty game.
And she would use the cart as a gateway. She would then pop out of the TV and drag them to her dimension. That's an old school reference. This would result in the victim dying, except they didn't die. Except when they did die, apparently, they would then be her servants forever. For obvious reasons, this plan did not work. Well, so she instead formed a plan that was less inconspicuous. Cream fed on stupid stories, so if there were enough stupid stories in one place, she could rise and enter our dimension. To accomplish this goal, she formed a cult to collect stupid stories from the veritable goldmine of them, creepypastas. They going through the internet, which turned out to be a rather sticky endeavour, finding the dumbest creepypastas out there, theorypastas, fanficky Mary Sue serial killer stories, lost episodes and such. They would then send them to a satanic Hello Kitty iPod. Tiki Toby said that it was slow going. But nay have a tough stupidity no summit P by nit etted of next year. This was bad. The end of the year was coming up. Not only that, but that was also around the time of the anniversary of when their 6 friends died / went into a coma / died. Was it a coincidence or was it something more? ... Who cares? For a month, they all tried to think of a way to destroy Cream.mp3, but couldn't since they were all so confused in her. Even worse, they got a distressing Skype call from Tiki Toby. He was trapped in Cream's dimension, but could still use Skype because that particular hell had free Wi-Fi. He said that the cult did found out about his treachery, but not before he gleaned some important information. The Cult of P managed to get the souls of Slenderman, Jeff the Killer, Sonic EXE and the Rake after much effort. Something about Stomach Pump and the Beast of Dartmoor, planning to upload their souls to the iPod. These 4 pastors were silly and pointless enough to have Cream.mp3 in full power. And by the end of the week, the boost was even strong enough to summon P's 7 Guardians.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Go on, what's her name?
Tense swap, ellipses, purple prose, contradiction, spelling error, run-on sentence, and too long. Extensions of P herself.
And it should. One of them should have been shit game coming soon.
These 7 caused trouble in the real world. Tense swap could manipulate time, jumping back and forth from past to present. Ellipses could briefly bring all events to a screeching halt. Spelling error could sometimes turn things into other things, but mostly dissolve them into meaninglessness. Tiki Toby was about to say more, but at this moment Cream appeared, shocking his genitals. She then began violently air-checking him before the call ended. Christian Third and the overanalyst were at a loss. Cream was going to rise, and they didn't know how to stop her. They couldn't believe that creepypastas, things that normally didn't matter, would be the end of time. Then they all looked at each other. An idea began to form that was so crazy it might actually work. As they prepared to leave for the Cult of Peace headquarters, they got a strange growing feel. Was it hope, or merely the illusion of hope? The 3 tampered their way to the HQ of the Cult of P, which was a small shed in downtown London. Not only was it right next to several busy high-traffic areas, the door wasn't even locked. Actually, there wasn't even a door at all, just a transparent curtain that said staff only. Inside was a type of pedestal, and on it stood the satanic Hello Kitty iPod of death. Coalescing around it was Cream.mp3, looking more solid with every minute. "So," she gloated in a high-pitched girly voice, "come to see the end of the world?"
No!
Said Christian.
You don't have enough power to do anything!
P's smile faltered. "What do you mean?" she demanded.
Yeah.
"Your power comes from bad creepypastas," the overanalyst explained. "And they can't hurt us." R. Kelly. A glittery wind formed that smelt like pink lemonade and pumpkin spice lattes. He's right, Third said. I can laugh at a bad creepypasta. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. Dicks. The gale sped up and turned pink. Besides, the overanalyst continued, even if a bad creepypasta makes me angry, I can just read a good creepypasta. Wee. Cream started to moan.
It's just a creepypasta.
Christian finished triumphantly.
You have no power because you do not know. What? You do not know. You do. Oh, for fuck's sake. You have no power because you do not matter.
Words, Toby, words.
Words!
There was an explosion.
Or exposition.
When the dust settled, ... nothing had changed. Cream.mp3 looked fine. Ah, that was just gas, she roared. You thought that logic could defeat me? I am the bane of logic. Do you think that would work? Not really, Third admitted. That is why we have Plan B. Christian pulled a Pokeball from his pocket.
I choose you! LOL skeletons! LOL!
It was absolutely gruesome. I won't even describe it. Within 10 seconds, she had been reduced to a Tiffany blue skeleton. Cream.mp3 had been deleted. The overanalyst smiled. I'm glad that's over. Third nodded. Me too. Who wants to get some fish and chips? The three went off into the British wilderness.
Which doesn't exist.
So that's the end.
It's brilliant. It's quite funny.
Yeah, so that's the final episode of the...
I like the Seven Guardians.
Yeah. So yeah, that was... Anyway, so that was the final installment in the Cream.mp3 saga. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. It was quite good, you know. Now you can stop spamming my stream chat.
Matt?
Yeah, I like these. Like the Seven Guardians were down.
Yeah, like there's some good stuff in there, like some really funny jokes. And I liked it because it wasn't like just tons of like weird random fiction. Like there was just like a reference every couple of seconds, and there was like they managed to like. It wasn't just like a run-on story that had no plot and was boring, like some pastas are, and it wasn't just references. They managed to be a story and have a reference in like practically every sentence and still make it work. Yeah, I liked it.
It was good. 9 out of 10. But yes, thank you for writing it for us, Mr. Whoever wrote it for us.
Check out TV Tropes.
Check out some TV tropes. Toby looks like Joey Wheeler.